If you've ever shared your home with a cat, there is one habit you probably noticed almost immediately. They sleep. A lot. Your cat might curl up on the couch in the morning, stretch out in a patch of sunlight during the afternoon, and then somehow find another comfortable spot to nap again in the evening. Hours pass, and your cat still seems perfectly happy doing what looks like absolutely nothing. At first glance, it can seem like pure laziness. Some people even joke that cats treat sleeping like a full-time career. But the truth is much more interesting than that. On average, most cats sleep somewhere between 12 and 16 hours every day. Some individuals, especially kittens or older cats, can sleep close to 20 hours in a single day. When you compare that to humans, it seems almost unbelievable. So why do cats spend such a huge portion of their lives asleep? To really understand the answer, you have to look deeper than simple behavior. The explanation lies in their biology, their instincts as predators, and the long evolutionary path that shaped them thousands of years ago. When you begin to see the world from a cat's perspective, that mountain of sleep suddenly makes perfect sense. One of the most important reasons cats sleep so much has to do with how their bodies are built. Even though domestic cats now live comfortably inside homes, surrounded by food bowls and soft blankets, their bodies are still designed for the life of a hunter. The small house cat curled up on your sofa today carries the same physical blueprint as its wild relatives. And hunters like cats rely on a very specific strategy. Unlike animals such as wolves or wild dogs that chase prey across long distances, cats are ambush predators. Their method is based on patience rather than endurance. A cat hunting in the wild may spend long stretches of time crouched low to the ground, barely moving. Their muscles stay tense, their eyes locked on the target, and their breathing slows as they wait for the perfect moment. Then, in a fraction of a second, everything changes. The cat launches forward with incredible speed. A quick sprint, a powerful leap, a precise strike of the paws. That sudden burst of action may last only a few seconds, but it requires an enormous amount of energy. Because of this hunting style, cats evolved to conserve their strength whenever they are not actively hunting. Resting between bursts of activity allows their muscles to recover and ensures they will have enough power for the next attempt. In the wild, this energy-saving system is essential for survival. A hunt doesn't always succeed. A cat may miss its target, or the prey may escape at the last moment. That means the cat might need to try again later, sometimes several times in a single day. By sleeping or resting for long periods, the cat protects its energy reserves so that when the opportunity appears, it can react instantly. Your house cat might never need to chase a mouse to survive, but its body still follows the same ancient programming. So when your cat spends half the day sleeping, it isn't wasting time. It's simply following the energy conservation strategy of a predator. Another piece of the puzzle comes from the history of cats themselves. Domestic cats are closely related to small wild cats that survived by hunting animals like mice, small birds, and insects. Unlike large predators that capture one massive meal and then rest for days, small hunters usually rely on many small hunts. Each hunt takes patience, concentration, and sudden physical effort. Because the success rate is never guaranteed, these animals evolved a rhythm of long resting periods followed by short bursts of intense activity. That rhythm still lives inside modern cats today. Even though food may now appear in a bowl at the same time every day, your cat's instincts haven't forgotten the lifestyle of its ancestors. Their bodies still behave as if they must prepare for the next hunt. That's why your cat may seem quiet and sleepy for hours, and then suddenly explode with energy for a few minutes, running through the house, chasing invisible targets, or pouncing on toys. Those short moments of wild activity are echoes of the hunting behavior that once determined whether their ancestors lived or died. But there is another detail that many people don't realize. When your cat appears to be sleeping, it may not actually be in a deep sleep at all. Much of the time, cats are in a light resting state, often described as a cat nap. During this stage, their bodies relax, but their senses remain partially alert. If you watch closely, you might notice small signs that your cat isn't completely unconscious. Their ears may twitch slightly, their whiskers might shift, their tail might flick once or twice. In this half-awake condition, a cat can wake up almost instantly if something interesting or threatening happens nearby. This ability was incredibly important for wild cats. Even while resting, they needed to remain aware of their surroundings. Predators, rival animals, or potential prey could appear at any moment. A cat that slept too deeply for too long would be vulnerable. So evolution shaped their sleep in a very clever way, allowing them to rest and conserve energy while still staying ready to react. That's why your cat can look completely asleep one second and suddenly jump up the next, racing toward a moving shadow or the sound of a toy. What seems like a peaceful nap may actually be a carefully balanced state between rest and awareness. But cats do experience deeper sleep as well, and during those moments, something fascinating may be happening inside their minds. And that's where the story of feline sleep becomes even more interesting. Although cats spend a large part of their day in light rest, they also enter periods of deep sleep, and these moments are very important for their health. During deeper stages of sleep, a cat's body finally allows itself to relax more completely. Breathing becomes slower, muscles loosen, and the brain begins doing something remarkable. It starts processing information gathered throughout the day. If you have ever watched your cat sleeping and noticed its paws twitching, whiskers moving, or tail flicking slightly, you might have wondered what was happening. Many scientists believe these movements are connected to dreaming. Just like humans, cats experience a stage of sleep called REM sleep, short for rapid eye movement. This is the same phase in which people tend to dream most vividly. During REM sleep, the brain remains active while the body rests. Researchers think that when cats enter this stage, their brains may be replaying experiences from earlier in the day. The tiny paw movements you see could be connected to imagined running, stalking, or pouncing. In other words, while your cat appears to be peacefully asleep, it may actually be reliving small adventures inside its mind. These deeper sleep cycles are not just interesting, they are also essential. Sleep allows a cat's body to repair muscles, regulate hormones, and maintain healthy brain function. Without enough rest, even a skilled predator would struggle to stay sharp. But not all cats sleep the same amount. Age plays a huge role in how much rest a cat needs. Kittens, for example, sleep far more than adult cats. Their bodies are growing rapidly, and development requires enormous amounts of energy. Sleep supports the formation of muscles, bones, and brain connections. Because of this, it is perfectly normal for a young kitten to sleep close to 20 hours per day. You might see a kitten suddenly burst into playful energy, racing across the room, or attacking a toy with surprising intensity. But just a few minutes later, that same kitten may collapse into deep sleep again. This cycle of play and rest helps their bodies grow stronger and their coordination improve. At the other end of the age spectrum are senior cats. As cats grow older, their metabolism slows down and their energy levels gradually decrease. Older cats often become less active than they were in their younger years. Sleep becomes even more important because it allows their bodies to recover and maintain overall health. Adult cats in their prime usually fall somewhere in between. Most healthy adult cats average 12 to 16 hours of sleep each day, although individual personalities can make that number slightly higher or lower. Some cats are naturally more energetic and curious, while others are more relaxed and content to nap longer. But age isn't the only factor that shapes a cat's sleeping habits. Another fascinating influence is their natural activity cycle. Cats belong to a group of animals scientists call crepuscular. This means they are naturally most active during dawn and dusk, the times when the sun is just rising or just setting. This schedule developed for a very practical reason. Many of the animals that cats hunt, such as rodents, are also most active during these low-light periods. Hunting when prey is moving gives cats a much better chance of success. Over thousands of years, cats evolved to align their activity with these moments. As a result, cats often spend the middle of the day resting and the deepest part of the night sleeping as well. They save their energy for those brief windows when their instincts tell them it is time to move. If you've ever had a cat suddenly start running around the house early in the morning or just before bedtime, you've probably witnessed this ancient rhythm in action. Those sudden bursts of energy, sometimes called the midnight zoomies, are echoes of the times when their ancestors would have been preparing to hunt. Your cat's environment can also influence how much they sleep. Indoor cats often sleep more than cats that roam outdoors. This is simply because their lives are far less demanding. They don't need to defend territory, avoid predators, or search for food across long distances. Everything they need is already available. Food appears regularly, water is always nearby. Safe sleeping spots exist throughout the home. With fewer challenges and responsibilities, indoor cats can afford to spend more time resting. Comfort also plays a surprisingly large role. Cats are experts at finding the most relaxing places in any environment. A warm patch of sunlight on the floor, a soft blanket, or the quiet corner of a couch can quickly become a favorite sleeping location. Warmth is especially attractive to cats because it helps their bodies conserve energy. That's why you'll often see cats gravitating towards sunny windows, heated surfaces, or even the warm laptop you just finished using. But perhaps the most important factor of all is safety. Cats sleep best when they feel secure in their surroundings. If a cat trusts its environment and the people in it, it will relax more deeply and sleep longer. So when your cat curls up peacefully beside you or chooses a comfortable spot in your home for another long nap, it isn't a sign of laziness. It's a sign that your cat feels safe, comfortable, and content. All that sleep is simply the natural lifestyle of one of the most efficient small predators in the animal kingdom. An animal designed for patience, precision, and short bursts of incredible power. And if we're being honest, if humans were biologically built to sleep 16 hours a day, many of us probably wouldn't complain either.